Right now on Up with KREM, the Pavilion has a busy weekend ahead. Nicole Hernandez live with information on all the graduations coming up.
That's right, the Pavilion is locked up right now. The fences are up, but of course, all in preparation for 7 graduations happening over the course of this weekend.
And the sky is no longer the limit. What the future holds for space tourism. Sorry, I jumped the gun there, Jeremy.
Oh, no worries. You can see this is the Pavilion. That's where Nicole is. We've got sprinklers on. We've got clouds overhead. We're talking rain in the forecast.
I was just so excited about this space tourism.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
Jeff Bezos is going to space, but we don't get to. We're not billionaires. All right, and next up, activists in Idaho are working on getting a pair of marijuana initiatives passed. We'll tell you about it in just a couple minutes, but first we want to know what you think. Do you think medical marijuana should be legalized in Idaho? Vote in our live poll or text us 509-448-2000. A lot of people saying it's a good idea right now to legalize weed in Idaho. A lot of people don't care.
A lot of people don't care. I think that's the most Idaho thing that you could possibly have is
laissez-faire.
I don't really care.
Yeah,
like,
hands
let
off.
me do me.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite thing about Idaho. A lot of things happen. You know, we did the story yesterday. Sorry to bring up something from the past, but we did the story yesterday on Idaho raising its state park fees for out-of-state visitors. And I read the comments. Crazy comments on every side. I'm going, wow, this is crazy. And then I go, what is my opinion? And I sit and I think about it. And I really like it. I like the idea that state parks stay very affordable for people who live in the state. And if they have an influx of visitors and they need more money to deal with that influx of visitors, yeah, make people from out of the state pay.
Sure.
It's your state park. So that's just my opinion there. And I think that's the most Idaho thing ever. Like, hey, let's keep it nature, let's keep it whatever we want.
Yeah, I gotta say, I really respect the people who just say, you know what, I don't have an opinion on this. I don't need to have an opinion on everything. You know, I'll weigh in when it's something that I really care about, but you know, on some of these issues, it's do your thing, man.
Wow,
yeah.
You can do that. Hold on, Casey's, whoa, I can not have opinions on things?
My goodness.
What?
This is a revelation.
So I just say, I don't care?
Yeah, you can just be like, on this one, I'm not going to use my energy. You know,
Okay.
I'll let other people go at it, but you know, I'm gonna focus on my little life over here. I'm not going to worry about this particular thing right now.
You know what? I've changed my mind. I don't really care. Instead, let's go ahead and do weather because I do care about that.
Good.
And here we go.
You should.
All right. See that yellow jacket?
Oh, there they are.
Wave, Nicole. Wave.
Nicole, wave.
You can hear me.
us?
Come on,
Oh,
Nicole.
come on.
Oh, come on.
Yes. Yes. Let's go.
Yes. Good morning, Nicole. Hi.
Oh,
Al.
she's doing a little spin too.
This
Look
is
at that.
So great. Oh, see, I care about this. This is the kind of thing I care
This is
about.
what we care about.
You know, if I'm honest with myself, I could care less about just about everything else. This is great. Thank you,
We'll
Nicole,
just do this
very
the rest
much.
Of the show.
All right, let's do weather and let you know what to expect. 49 degrees under cloudy skies. And Nicole, you are no longer on camera, so you can now relax. 47 in Coeur d'Alene, 43 in Sandpoint, and temps in the mid-50s in central Washington. We've got a little bit of moisture trying to come down there, but a lot of that's not reaching the ground. That's why it's not showing up on that graphic. We get those updates from the National Weather Service. They say, ooh, it's trying, but it's not really happening. What we are seeing, though, is some of that moisture tracking to the east, and that means later on today, we will see a couple of pockets of light sprinkles. That's really going to be the extent of it. I don't think there's anything overly widespread until tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, or it's still dark at 4 a.m. The sun doesn't rise until about 4:50 nowadays. So it's going to be raining. We're going to have that rain coming down from Ritzville up to Spokane. Could be a bit heavy at times. Could be talking that 1/10 of an inch, that elusive 1/10 of an inch of rain that we've been trying to get for quite a while. But that doesn't arrive until tomorrow. And when it comes to tomorrow, well, don't worry. By tomorrow afternoon, we do dry out and clear out. So just in time for those graduations. Oh yeah, today, cloudy and temps up near 70.
All right, thanks very much, Jeremy. Well, we're now just under 3 weeks away from Washington State fully reopening. Now, we could actually reopen sooner than June 30th if at least 70% of our population, 16 plus, has received at least 1 dose of the vaccine. But health officials say people getting vaccinated in other states could end up hindering that progress.
So if you receive your vaccination outside of Washington, then that provider did not have the ability to enter it into the IIS. So it's most likely not counted in our numbers.
The IIS is Washington's immunization information system, and officials say these sorts of numbers are reported and recorded differently in every state. So if you want to make sure your shot is counted, you may have to make sure that your in-state provider has access to that database. All right, well, it is graduation season here in Spokane, and just this weekend there are several ceremonies being held all around town. Nicole Hernandez live at the Pavilion, where we just saw her dancing around a moment ago. SPS is hosting those graduations at the Pavilion there. Good morning, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning, Casey. Obviously, you can see the fences are up behind me at the Pavilion. They're actually totally locked up, but that is because they are setting up for these graduations. So you can see behind the fence, you can see there's some chairs right back there, of course, getting ready for those graduates to sit in. And that's because there are 7 graduations happening this weekend. So here's a look. You can see all of the schools that are going to be having graduations here at the Pavilion between Saturday and Monday. First up, there's Shadle, North Central, and the On Track Academy. They're having their ceremonies on Saturday. Then on Sunday, Lewis and Clark, Ferris and Rogers seniors will graduate. And then the community school has their ceremony at the Pavilion on Monday. So there are a lot of things Spokane Public Schools is doing safety protocol wise for these graduates and their families. First up, masks will be required for the guests to get into the Pavilion. And then each graduate will get 2 general seating wristbands for guests. Those guests in the general seating area have to sit in pairs in marked locations, which will be 6 feet apart from other pairs. But graduates with fully vaccinated family members were able to exchange their 2 wristbands for up to 4 wristbands for the fully vaccinated seating area. The last day for graduates to do that exchange was back on Thursday. Spokane Public Schools says they're going based off of the Washington Department of Health requirements for all of these safety measures. Now, since the students can only bring 2 or 4 guests depending on vaccination status, each of these graduations will air on Comcast Channel 17 and will be live streamed on the Spokane Schools website. So if you're interested for a link to some more information, all the details about all these graduations coming up over the next few days, you can actually text the word graduate to 509-448-2000. We'll send you that link with more information. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, exciting weekend coming up. Thanks, Nicole. Time now for Morning Rush. More news in less time. A major step forward yesterday towards sports betting becoming legal in Washington. Hooray. The State Gambling Commission voted unanimously to send the tentative agreements to Governor Inslee. 15 Washington tribes are now waiting for the green light to allow sports betting at their casinos. The complicated process started back in 2018 after a U.S. Supreme Court decision said most states can legally allow sports betting. The proposals now go to the governor for approval. And check out this security video from Spanway on the west side. The latest hot ticket item for thieves, those catalytic converters. Take a look here. This crew only took about 30 seconds to slide under a car and steal the part. Now, typically, this type of damage can cost people about a couple $1,000s to fix. These converters are valuable because there are precious metals inside of them, so thieves can sell them for about 50 to 100 bucks a pop. And with lumber prices soaring, we're now seeing a surge of lumber thefts too. Bandits are targeting lumber yards and home improvement stores, hoping to cash in. The King County Sheriff's Office has released surveillance pictures showing people swiping boards at Dunn Lumber in Shoreline last week. The alarm system, though, led to a swift response and thieves were arrested. It's not the first time that this store has had some trouble.
I mean, we've seen things from people breaking our padlocks on the gates to climbing over barbed wire. You know, a lot of them are sneaking in through just different areas that are easy to climb over the fences.
Lumber prices have risen threefold over just the last year, and that's of course made wood a very valuable commodity. And that's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM. All right, space tourism is a hot topic right now. Amazon's Jeff Bezos just announced he's planning a trip into orbit soon, but for those of us who aren't billionaires, such a trip is still a long way away from being a real possibility.
It feels like we've been talking about space tourism for decades, but it could finally be launching into reality. Let's connect the dots. In April of 2001, wealthy businessman Dennis Tito paid $20 million for a seat on a Russian Soyuz. It was pricey for a short trip, and since then, only 7 people have followed suit. According to reports, NASA's always been hesitant to allow tourists to travel with astronauts. It was really only the Russians, looking to cover costs, that were willing to let tourists on board. But now, with the rise of private companies, options to travel into space are popping up left and right. Blue Origin is planning a suborbital flight on July 20th. While Jeff Bezos and his brother will be on board, there'll also be a winner of an online auction. And in September, SpaceX is launching 4 civilian astronauts into space on board the Crew Dragon capsule. Despite these promising steps, it hasn't been smooth sailing. Virgin Galactic is the other big private player when it comes to space tourism. A pilot was killed in a crash in 2014, and engineers were forced to make changes. Now it says it won't launch tourists until 2022. Then there's the price. Depending on the trip, tickets range from $55 million to $200,000, keeping the stars out of reach for most of us.
What do you mean, you don't have 55 million laying around? All right, still ahead, an Arkansas woman is suing after a state trooper flipped her car, causing her to hit a median and flip over.
Are you the only one in the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay.
Pregnant.
Well, ma'am, you've got to pull over when we stop. It doesn't matter, ma'am.
Well, after the break, we'll take a closer look at the law in Arkansas that could help a judge rule in that woman's favor.
And of course, we're going to take you outside. After all, today's Friday, tomorrow's the weekend. We got to talk it. We've got everything from rain to heat and sun. I'll walk you through it.